Hello. Hey, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. What's going on? How are y'all doing? I haven't seen y'all since Thursday because I was not here on Friday. Child, let me tell you something. Friday was a whole ass was a mess. What's the weather? I went to bed like really early on that Thursday. Early for me. Early for me is like 11, maybe 12. I'm a night owl. But I went to bed like early, like a normal person. And I woke up by myself at 5 o'clock in the morning, but also it was storming outside. So it'd been storming on and off all day, and I didn't want to take any chances with the weather and going live. And then by that night, because like I said, it was storming on and off, didn't want to take any chances. But we got hit with a tornado alert. What you mean? What I mean? We got hit with a tornado warning. Not even an alert, a warning. We got hit with a tornado warning. Hmm. Girl. Now she felt like dressing up. And they do. And they do. We love a real partnership. Okay. I think I have to do some color correction because, baby, I am red. Mm-hmm. Okay. I had to turn down the contrast simply because I'm dealing with some redness on my face. Yeah, that's Deanna. She is in the building. She is here, baby. She is here. She's also down in that corner because she about to show her ass today. Okay. I would love to be a background actor on this show, especially when they had a messy moments. Because we like, oh, thank you. Yeah, he looks good in blue. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This isn't even like the full thing of how I wanted it, because when I took out the perm rods, some of my hair was still wet, so I had to twist it back up. But it's like perm rods and twist. Unsolicited, unwarranted, unneeded. Oh, Martin. No. Cat having a conversation with her mama. Cat love her hat. Mm-hmm. 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 Will he be in attendance? Baby, y'all know Deanna finna show her ass this week. Does she want to meet him? Yeah, you making plans, but making good choices. Um, thank you. Talking about the hair. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, did they announce the clinic on Friday? No, they didn't. He made a deal with Garland Memorial on Friday. I guess we jumped to a new week. Because last week, most of the days all ran together. Like last week, it was just one day. So obviously, he made a deal or made the announcement like for us and for them over the weekend, right? We're in a new week because everybody got new outfits on. That's how you can tell if it has been if 1 week is a day. If 1 week is a day on soap operas, like 1 week of episodes is just one full day of soap opera in a soap opera world, by the outfits. If everybody's in the same outfit, it's the same day. If everybody's Memorial, and then on Friday, the connect down to the hospital is Grayson. Now, I think we all, I know y'all as the audience, as you know, the cousins thought that he was a foot soldier for the Impaler. I still think that Carlton has something to do with it, but I also think after that conversation that not Lena, Leah and Grayson had, she has something to do with it as well. Jacob when he cool, he looked surprised to be at Garland for the blood. So when we see somebody walk into the elevator, put the little lunch pail down with the blood in it, and then the person gets off on another floor, walks out, he picks it up, and as he looks up, and as the person looked at him, it's Grayson looking at Jacob and Jacob looking at Grayson. So here we are with that situation. Now, as we come into this new week, Vanessa calls herself trying to set it up to where Deanna, who is coming to town not only for the cotillion season, but also to see what's going on with her mother and her brother and this clinic for her father's dedicated to her father's memory. Vanessa wants to introduce Deanna to Joey, and it's just like, well, that's not gonna work. She's still grieving. And it seems like he is more, as in Lil Donnell Jones is a little more easygoing and laid back, and Deanna is a little bit more like her daddy. And Timo Tony Soprano was like, I don't know about this. And we're like, I don't know about this. And Martin is talking to EG, and Martin gave EG some good advice. Keep an eye on your wife because, yeah, because obviously Martin has had his own trauma. Right. He's like, you never know what sparks a trauma response. You never know what is going to get you. And he's giving advice to EG. But this advice is going to have EG on the case at this point. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about what is it? Um oh, Martin is basically telling him pay attention to everything because you never know what's going to trigger trauma response. And EG was like, I just wish she would be able to get over it like Chelsea had, because Chelsea had a community, and Martin once again pointed out rightfully so. She would never have that community. She is not, because she's going to read you for filth sometime this week. She's going to humiliate you in public. Hmm. He's not. He's reading it right. Hmm. How is it that a clinic can get up and running before that house is built? That should tell y'all something. She got plans. See you after if you lucky. Ooh, messy. Also, some stuff is happening up at Uptown, and Naomi is supposed to be meeting Ashley and Chelsea. And Chelsea had to help Naomi get an outfit together because it's just like, girl, what are you doing? Oh, and Smitty is getting a little Smitty is getting a little short with the children, because Samantha is like, the only time you have that look is when it's something serious, like what's going on. And he's like, Samantha, seriously, I can't do this. And she's like, uh-uh. And that's how I would feel. Sorry, I'm not used to my hair looking like, I feel like it looks really good. And I feel like I did a good job, even though some parts were wet. But now I know how to do it because I don't like a middle part because I can never get it right. I'm sorry. It's just me talking. I don't like a middle part because I can never get it right. I kind of like a side part. Um, because I always feel like a middle part I can never get right, and then it looks like it look crooked, and then it's just jacked up, but like a little side, and it's kind of like this. I was like, I like this. Sorry. Um, I need to stop saying a lot. Let's take it from Kat being in Nicole's office. So Kat's in Nicole's office. Kat's been getting her mother's text, and she was like, "You said that you would be in the office in your text," and she's like, "So you're getting my text? Okay, so you're just ignoring them." So let's talk about a few things, like how Vanessa is helping you find a condo, and we all know that at some point during the week, Kat is going to surprise everyone with a decision she's made on her living arrangements. And I think the surprise she is going to make when it comes to her living arrangements is moving in with her grandparents. I think that's the surprise we're going to have. The surprise is going to be her moving in with her grandparents, and she's going to be there for them, specifically Anita. I'm calling it. That's the surprise. I don't see her going off and getting a place because she really doesn't want to move and be away from family. I don't see her moving in with Tater Thought because it's said to be a surprise for him and Chelsea. And I don't see her still living in the gatehouse. I think she's going to move in with her grandparents. So obviously she's not that far away from her mom and Chelsea and Danny and everyone, but she's going to be there for Anita. I see that happening. Maybe. I see that happening. I might have something in my eye. So there's that. Timo Tony Soprano is trying to convince stop saying is trying to convince Vanessa that introducing him to Deanna while she's still grieving, while she won't step foot in her childhood home, is not a good thing. And she's like, it'll be fine. It's okay. I can't lie to her. She needs to know the truth. And it's just like, you are not thinking logically. You are not thinking logically. Oh my God, I'm getting sick of her. No, that's exactly what y'all are doing. Oh, so she has to stick her head in the sand just like everybody else. So, Nicole, you on my last nerve at this point. Chelsea, not Chelsea. Nicole on my last nerve. That not coming. Correct. It doesn't matter. You proposed and were planning to move across the world. Mm-hmm. She's not even happy for me. She is happy for you. It's just you decided that your life meant a whole lot more than your life with her, in the sense of you made the decision to say, fuck what she got going on, what we have going on. I'm moving across the world and I'm engaged. So, just get over it. Excuse me. Grayson let Jacob see him. He knows Jacob is a cop. And he can't tell whoever he's working for because then that's going to be bad. And him being a journalist, especially investigative journalist, is taking Smitty away from his family. He's also in and out. He's not paying attention to what's going on because he's trying to figure out what the hell is going on in the house. Now, when it comes to the Chelsea and the cat of it all, and the fact that Naomi disinvited Chelsea to Uptown and basically told her, go find Cat and y'all go fix whatever y'all have going on, it's simply because you don't get it. If Cat would have done the same thing to you, first of all, if Cat would have did to Chelsea what Chelsea did to Cat, then it's just like, oh, Cat is the most selfish person on the face of the planet. How dare she decide to take off halfway around, well, basically around the world. Like I said, it's Monday here in the United States. It's already Tuesday in Copenhagen. Or if it's not already Tuesday, it's about to be Tuesday in Copenhagen. They are. Let me check. It's still probably Monday in Copenhagen, just like it's Monday here. What time is it in Copenhagen, Denmark? What is the time? It is still Monday, but it is almost Tuesday. Okay. And 5 more hours in Copenhagen. 5 hours here would be 6, and then on the east coast it would be 7. 5 more hours, it'll be Tuesday in Copenhagen. So they are so ahead in time that it wouldn't really matter. Like everybody would have rained hell down on Kat had she decided to move across the road and then been like, oh no, I'm not moving, but I'm engaged. Chelsea isn't understanding. You threw y'all entire lives in a tailspin because you were going to move across the world. You threw y'all entire lives in a tailspin because now you're engaged and you expect her to still live here. But it's just like, how long is it before Madison moves in, before somebody becomes a permanent third wheel? You are getting married, which means while other things will be important to you, your marriage is most important. So you're not going to have the time you used to have to spend with friends. You're not going to have the time you used to have to just go off and do cousin things. You going to have a schedule. So it's just like, yeah, thinking about the future. Oh, she's not going to have oh, who's going to the alley? What I miss? Grayson is in the alley? No, Grayson is at Uptown. Grayson is at Uptown. He's cluing Ashley in on the fact that he made a mistake at work. And Ashley's like, just call your supervisor, rely on the other lab techs. And he's like, I can't do that. The person I have to call, if I have to call them, it's going to be a big mistake. Now, Smitty is trying to get a hold of Jacob because Jacob told him that he had to go down to Garland. That's where he was supposed to meet the folks, right? Well, Jacob texts Smitty because Smitty is trying to make sure he's okay because Smitty is the only connection that Jacob has outside of his father to the outside world at this point and to the rest of the family. So Smitty is at home, not giving Samantha the time of day. He's very distracted. He gets a text from Jacob. Jacob calls him and is like, my cover might have been blown. I need to talk to you. Get down here. And Smitty runs out the house. And Samantha's looking like, what the fuck is going on? And Nicole telling Kat to let it go because you are acting like a wig. And she's like, I've never fathomed or had the thought to do most of the stuff that she is, any of the things that she has done. But she was like, she's so fueled by anger, and you're letting anger fuel you and allow you to make the decisions. If you don't give her the time of day and you ignore her, then everything will be good. Well, here's the thing. Even when Kat was ignoring her, she stayed fucking with her. So you giving bad advice. Vanilla Bean, Vanilla. I don't think you give a good advice, Vanilla. I don't think you giving good advice. I don't think he need help with the financials. He dealing plasma and blood. I'm waiting for the camera quality to come back up. Hey, this about the time where it'd be like, Martin, mind your own goddamn business. Martin is worried about Smitty, but Smitty is worried about Jacob. Oh, now you want to talk? No. Yes. No. Mm-hmm. Correct. Oh, so somebody else gets it other than Naomi. hell is Anthony? That change thing that we've been talking about with it's the whole it's the whole change thing. Cat is not good with change. Okay, so finally Chelsea and Kat are going to have this conversation. Chelsea didn't realize how selfish she was being with the decision of I don't really care about anything else that anybody else got going on. I'm focused on me, not realizing that because her and Kat's lives are so wrapped up in each other than the fact that they're cousins and best friends, they're business partners, that what you do directly affects Kat, and Kat is not good with change. Kat is not good with change. So much change has happened that this is basically a trauma response from Kat at this point. And I'm glad Nicole sat with her instead of trying to talk at her, talked with her, and basically said, listen, I went through the same thing. When I was in college, and Danny decided to move to New York to become a model. I was mad at her, but I wasn't mad at her because she did anything. I was mad at her because it wasn't even it wasn't me being mad at her because she did something. It was me being mad at her because I expected to come home after a very bad breakup for the summer and everything be the same. My parents, my sister, my friends, everything was supposed to be the same. And then when you get home and realize everything's changed and all you really wanted was your people around you, it's just like, what the hell is going on? So now we get where the trait of not nobody's really good with change, but just like the I'm going to do what I want and nobody's going to stand in my way sensibility and trait was passed down to Chelsea from Danny, the whole not being good with change. And it's just like, what the hell is going on? And kind of feeling like it's a personal attack was passed from Nicole down to Kat because Kat feels like all of the changes in her lives have been like every little change that has happened has been a personal attack on her. Even if it's not, even if it wasn't meant to be an attack, that's how she feels. Um what did EG see to finally go to Team with Tony? So he didn't see anything. I think after the conversation with Martin, and Martin is like, you need to pay attention, you need to focus, you need to just watch everything because you never know what's going to set off a trauma response because nobody knows what's going to trigger a trauma response for victims of abuse in any type of way. There might be a song on the radio that was playing or someone was humming or something like that that will trigger that because that's a song that was playing when you were assaulted. Um it might be a movie. Like you can't watch this movie because that movie was on when something happened to you. You can't listen to the song because that song was on when it happened that thing like that terrible thing happened to you. A piece of clothing, a character, somebody with the same facial features, or just like a food item or like a item in the kitchen. You never know what's going to set off a trauma response in someone because that person doesn't even know that this is going to be traumatic. Now, some people have gone to therapy and worked out what possibly maybe triggers to them, but you never know what exactly it's going to be. Which is just like we all have to figure out what our triggers are. Hopefully we all figure it out. And then you don't turn around and boom, somebody's playing a song and it's something new and it's just like, oh, what the hell? Now I can't even what the hell? But Martin was telling him to do that. So EG is like, my wife, like kind of putting it together a little bit. My wife had a panic attack. She wanted to hire a bodyguard. So I know this person works for Team Tony Soprano. I'm gonna go ask him. And he sure did ask, what's going on between my wife and your worker? What's going on between them? This is where I hope they put their heads together and figure something out. I'm glad that Naomi was the ear for both Kat and Chelsea, and it was like she understands where everybody's coming from. Go talk. I'm glad that Nicole was able to actually have a moment with her daughter and not kind of play her to the left like she has been doing. And it's like, okay, you got through to her. Now she's going to go talk. But I don't think she's going to stay living with Chelsea. I also don't think she's moving in with Tater Thought. I truly, honestly think she's moving in with Vernon and Anita. That's what I think. Vanessa left. I don't know where Vanessa is going. Vanessa left Team with Tony Soprano, and she's basically telling him, I'm going to introduce you to my daughter, and I have to tell her everything that's going on before she finds out from somebody else and hates me. Girl, she gonna hate you anyway because she was closer to her father than anything. As when she finds out that he was responsible for what happened to her father, oh, she gonna show her whole ass, okay? A whole grade A thick ass is what she gonna show. I have to stop saying Grayson is down there knocking back shots, knocking back shots. And I was like, as a tequila drinker, I love it. As a person who you just messed up your situation, sir, don't do it. Because then you're gonna get a little loosey-goosey with the words. Traumatic my ass. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Team of Tony Soprano's wheels are turning. Team with Tony Soprano's wheels are turning after that conversation. Mm-hmm. But let's stop being nasty. Uh-huh. You know, Lynn Taylor might be his mama. Oh. Mm-hmm. 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 He's dating Ashley. Mm-hmm. What's his last name? Perez. How you know him? He dating Ashley. Damn. And Ashley is trying to talk some sense and flirting with this man. It's just like, oh yeah, this isn't good. Yeah, Naomi and Vanilla Bean are best friends. They've been best friends since I believe they were children, or they have known each other since they were kids. No, they've known each other since they were kids, been best friends since they were children, because Jan has worked for Doug and Vanessa for that long. Mm. And he worried about seeing Lord. Okay. Smitty is down there in the alley talking with Jacob, and Smitty is like, "Listen, I was worried about you, so when I got your call, I was standing right next to Samantha, so I had to go ahead and speed it up. What's going on? Who saw you? What's happening?" Jacob breaks it down. He's like, "I had to go make another drop. When I got there, nobody said anything to me, so obviously Grayson hasn't said anything to anybody from what they know, and what we know is he hasn't said anything to anybody, and he's kind of freaked the fuck out because he's like, oh my God, this is going to be really bad." So Smitty is like, okay, what's going on? And he's basically like, I saw somebody I knew. He didn't say anything. If I didn't make another drop or do another pickup, it would have been bad. So I went ahead and did it. All right. Have you ever arrested the guy before? No. What's his last name? Perez. He works at Garland. He's a lab tech. How do you know him? He's dating Naomi's best friend, Ashley. And it's just like, the hell is going on? Grayson, like I said, as a tequila drinker myself, okay? I love a good shot of tequila. Grayson is down at Uptown with Vanilla Bean and knocking them bitches back. Like he just throwing them, like he throwing tequila shot after tequila shot. And it's just like, okay, now stop throwing tequila shots before you be up on that bar showing them yitties to the people. You better stop. And he knocking them back, and he's kind of letting Vanilla Bean in on what's going on without telling her, I work for somebody named the Impaler, slinging blood and plasma on the side. He's not telling her that, but he's just like stressed out. And it's just like, okay, this is a lot. So he like, you want to get out of here? And she was like, I can't, because Naomi is on her way, and we can have a drink with them, and just leave them. Her husband's coming. No, her husband is doing something special. He's been busy, so he has a moment, but that moment ain't going. It is not gonna last. Yes, Grayson Perez. No, Grayson's last name is Perez. Ashley's last name is, I forgot what her last name is. Nicole goes to the country club to talk to Vanessa, and she's talking about Kyle and Grayson. Not Kyle and Grayson, Kyle and Carlton. And she tells, Vanessa, listen, Kyle, when he touches me, my body, everything just lights on fire. Everything's firing at all cylinders, bigger, vigor, all those words. Those are him. Carlton sent her a very nice message, and she wants to thank him. And it's just like, yes, have them follow your lead. Do what you're doing. You don't need to fall back into a committed relationship. The person who seems to understand that she does not want a committed relationship and is not trying to force a committed relationship is Kyle. Carlton is trying to force it, and try to ignore her is not working. Trying to make dates is not working. Now he's like, I'll just follow your lead. We'll see if it works. This is a badass houndstooth outfit that Chelsea has on. Mm-hmm. Aw. Well, Chelsea, I don't. Chelsea don't want her to leave. Chelsea does not want her to leave. And it's just like, listen, y'all worked it out, y'all talk, everything's good, but she's still moving out because once again, at some point, Kat has to step out on her own. But I don't think she's going to move into her own place. I think she's moving in with Vernon and Anita. It will not. Oh no, there is. Oh no, Vanessa gonna force it. I got a pair of houndstooth like bell bottom pants in my closet right now. I might pull them out. Okay, a little houndstooth moment. Ooh, cute. She's forcing the situation. You can't force it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It ain't gonna be no sign of him. Very ambitious. Mm. Mm-hmm. He wholeheartedly knows that Jacob is a cop. He doesn't know well, he knows that Jacob is a cop, but he doesn't know what the hell is going on. He just knows Jacob picked up the blood. Well, Grayson knows he's not out of town because Grayson just saw him. Oh, this is so messy. I don't know if he'll skip town. I don't know if he's going to skip town so he won't be arrested. I think there is a lot more that um we're not seeing. Like, I don't think Grayson is the impaler. I think Leah is the impaler, or Carlton is the impaler, and they are working together because they say the impaler is in and out of town. Who's in and out of town most of the time? Carlton. And but who the hell knows at this point? But who laid down the law with Grayson? Leah. So, well, maybe Carlton is in charge. I don't know. We'll see how this progresses. But Naomi pops up at Uptown, and Vanellope's like, "Oh, where's Chelsea? Oh, she had to go see some. She had to go talk to Kat about something. So it's just us." And first of all, you showing people that man sent you flowers is gonna get him in trouble because you're saying he's out of town, but he sent you flowers, but he's undercover. Stop being dumb, Naomi. Also, Jacob, stop being dumb and sending her flowers. Like, come on now, stop being dumb. But Vanilla Bean and is singing Jacob's praises. He's the best husband. He's the best friend. He's the best detective. He's just the best. And it's just like, so where, if he's the best, why isn't he here? Oh, he's out of town. No, he's not. Kat and Chelsea finally had the conversation. Oh, he could still be arrested for his criminal deeds. I want her to stop telling people that he sent her flowers. He's undercover. He's undercover. Your story is, oh, he's out of town. Girl, come on now. EG and Timo Tony Soprano like to keep a healthy, safe distance between one another, as in, excuse me, not mixing workers together. Obviously, plausible deniability. So here they are melding and pushing workers together. This is not, like, that's not going to be a good thing. And both of them understand that it's not, but EG made a point to tell Timo Tony Soprano, we're not going to need anybody anytime soon because we're getting out of town. But when we come back, we can hire our own security. Now, Timo Tony Soprano clues, stop saying clues EG into the fact that, oh, I have it on good authority that man skipped town. He ain't gotta worry about him. On good authority, he skipped town. It's okay. You are that good authority. You the one who got him out of prison, out of jail, and you the one who gave him the money to skip town. And nobody's gonna find him until all of this is over and he comes back to town and possibly rains hell down on Criminella and Triple H and Randy Sammy. It just has to happen. Oh, and Nicole keeps telling Vanessa about herself with this thing with Deanna. It's not going to work. Stop trying to force it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No. You're trying to force it. You're trying to turn him into Doug. It was at the beginning. Mm-hmm. Kat has not. Yes, everybody tried to say that Kat lived on her own. Kat never lived on her own. Walk around my birthday suit if I want. Girl, I do that now. Oh, I know. Yay! We're planning a wedding. Well, the actor's in college. I think that's why we haven't seen him as much, because the actor who plays Tyrell and also the actor who plays Donnell, they're in college, and they're in college in real life. They are considerably around the ages that they play. Like, the age they are in real life is kind of like same as the ages they play on the show. Um, so I think he was away at school, and a way to say, like, he was away at college, so a way to work out where is Tyrell most of the time. Well, he has chess club and he's dating Jessica and he has different things going on. And I'm glad that Chelsea and Kat had this conversation. And I'm also glad that Kat basically was like, at first it was about you trying to get ahead of you kicking me out or me being left on my own to move out. But talking to Tomas kind of put some things in perspective. She's never lived on her own, which is something that I pointed out, that Kat never lived by herself. She went from her parents' house to Danny's house. She's never been able to be out there on her own. She doesn't know what that is. And I think that's a necessary step to her being an adult. Oh, oh, Jacob did call that man and told him we need to talk. And don't say nothing about nothing until we do. Okay, we need to have a conversation. You better not say a motherfucking word. You better not say a motherfucking word until we have a conversation, okay? Know that. Know that. Don't say nothing. Um, Please stop saying Nicole pointed out that Vanessa is trying to turn Timu Tony Soprano into Doug, and it's just like, of course she is, because that's who she's used to. Yes, he speaks to all of the rough and tough stuff and like the ah that she wants and that she craves and she needs, and the danger and all that. He speaks to that part of her. And she had it good when she had him, and then she had Doug speaking to the respectability politics of everything. And he's a respectable, well-adjusted, digestible member of society. And he had the status and he had this and he had that. What Vanessa wants slash what Vanessa needs as a person who's both. Someone who could speak to the danger that she's craving, but also speaks to the can come through the country club when I walk through and have one of those moments. And she doesn't have that, but she's trying to force that on him. And it's just like, you couldn't make Doug be any more dangerous than who he actually was. And she's not going to be able to turn Timo Tony Soprano into who she wants him to be, which ultimately is going to alienate him because you want him to be something he's not. And then also the whole trying to force the situation with Deanna, it's not going to work. Once again, I'm glad Chelsea and Kat had the conversation. They needed to have the conversation. Kat had some breakthroughs, Chelsea had some breakthroughs, and ultimately, Kat said, listen, when it comes down to it, at first it was about you, me trying to get ahead of you, putting me out, or you leaving me on my own. I was trying to get ahead of that. But after conversations with different people and actually sitting with it, I've never lived on my own. I went from my mama's house, my mom and my daddy's house, to your mother's house. I've never been able to live on my own. I've never walked around in my birthday suit, played my music just a little too loud, did X, Y, and Z. Never been able to do that. Never been able to do that. And I love it. Okay. When I had my apartment, when I lived in college, I had my apartment. I lived on my own. Great time. Walking around in a birthday suit, of course. Anybody stop by, hold on, let me put on pants. Cause, you know, Obviously not walking around my birthday suit at the same time as in the hold on, let me put on pants. If you talk to any of my friends or anyone I knew in college, like when I had my apartment and they would come over and like they would knock, I'd be like, hold on, let me put on pants. Cause I'm not walking around with pants on in my own place. I learned to I learned to cook a perfect steak in my apartment on campus. Okay, had an apartment, had a kitchen, everything. Learned to cook a perfect steak. Learn to be a hostess. Um, Hosting events at my apartment. Just learn to live by myself. And yes, I enjoyed it. I learned a few things about myself. I learned to do things and I actually enjoyed it. Coming back home is a safe space, but also allows you to make some mistakes, but also grow and also save a lot of money. Okay, because it's hard out here. People going around paying $1,400 a month for a studio apartment. I love that for y'all, but she can't do it. She won't do it. She can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. I need space. That's another thing. I like to roam. I like to have space. Having four walls is amazing, okay, but not a lot of space to roam around. Can't do it. I like open space, and that's also something I had in my apartment. So living on your own, living independently is something that's super duper, important to the growth of a human, and you can always come home if that is available to you, which obviously Kat has. Jacob called Grayson and basically told him, I need to meet and talk with you. Don't say nothing to nobody until I do so. And I'm not playing with you. Okay, he about to rain down on him. Yes, and como se dice, what am I thinking? Samantha was talking to Martin about, you know, some project she's doing. I forgot what it was, but a project she was doing. I think it's her psychology project. She was talking to him about. But I really wasn't paying attention to that part. So I'm probably gonna have to go back and watch. But listen, living on your own is very important to your growth. But if you are able to go home and they welcome you home without any, attitude or anything, and you need to go home, do that. Okay, do that. Jacob called Grayson. Jacob called Grayson. Grayson picked up. Jacob said, "We need to talk. We need to have a conversation. Don't say nothing to nobody until we do, because ain't nobody playing with you." Now, y'all saw what happened in Dallas. Y'all know more voting is coming up in different states. Y'all need to pay attention to what's going on. Go to fivecalls.org. Look at all this stuff. Let your voices be heard, and let them know you're not agreeing with none of the bills that will actually bring a lot of harm to us, that are not good for us. You are not down with that, and let your voices be heard. Click the links in the description box down below. Vote.gov, vote.org. Make sure you're registered to vote. Make sure all your stuff is together. Make sure you have your real IDs. In my state, I've always had a real ID. Ever since I got an ID, I've always had a real ID. So yeah, there's that. It was like there was never not a time I didn't have one. Um, gotta stop saying It's it's like it's a handle. It's a filler. Anyway, make sure you have all your stuff together. Make sure you get out there to vote. Obviously, the price of gas is going up after everything that's going on. So just be aware. If you don't have to go anywhere, um, like unless you really have to take your car out, because I don't want y'all to be spending all y'all money on gas unless it's like you gotta take the car to, go to work or something really important. Just be, as safe as possible out there driving, but also try to save as much gas as you can. And listen, ain't nothing wrong with public transportation. I ain't got no, I don't, I'll never shite on nobody who took the bus or is still taking the bus. Never will. Never will. Okay, I might have an issue with a Greyhound bus, but that is the fact that the last time I was on a Greyhound bus, I fell asleep and somebody stole the bonnet off my head when I was asleep. That's another story for a different day. But public transportation, I don't see anything wrong with it. I used to take when I worked in high school. I worked at Walmart. I took the bus to work and back home. I would I would leave school, get on the bus, go to work, and then get dropped off, and then somebody would pick me up at the bus stop. if you like, you won't get back to using public transportation, just remember to have your 4 quarters. I think it might have changed. Some things changed a lot. Um, yeah, have your have your money ready and everything just to save some gas. You can always count on the bus to, be on its routes, learn the bus routes. And with groceries, I don't I'm always looking, obviously shop when sales are happening. Try to eat less processed food. If you live in a food desert, which I told y'all I kind of live in a food desert a little bit, because I live very close to the state line, and like once you cross that state line and maybe like 10 minutes away is a grocery store from my house. So while I kind of live in a food desert, I don't really live in a food desert because 10 minutes across the state line, I go to a couple grocery stores on the other side, which isn't a problem. But if you live in a food desert, like I know it's really hard to get fresh fruits and vegetables. Try to hit up the farmers markets. They'll give you the best fruits and vegetables that aren't processed. Be watching y'all stuff and everything, because now they trying to genetically engineer chocolate. And I said, oh my God, no. Baby, if y'all want to get the people off the if y'all want to get the people off the chocolate and the candies and all that stuff, that would have been the way. That's the way to do it for me. Okay, I will find the most organic chocolate places, and I will pay the money to get organic chocolate if I have to, because genetically engineering, no thank you, I don't want that. I bake my own damn cookies. I make my own damn chocolate. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't. But y'all be careful out there. I love everyone. Y'all stay safe. For news, girl, I just saw it and I was like, chocolate. Oh my God, y'all are losing it. For news, I to get my news, what is her? Oh my God, I hate that I have not paid attention to this, but for news, get your news. Obviously, you don't want biased news, so you have to get your news from different sources. So I have Interval News, which on the App Store, it's a white background with the Roman numeral 2, and they will tell you just like if you're getting the set like you get news from all over the world, and they will break it down. Is the news being shut out from you and different things like that? That's a good place for it. Lisa, well, my girl Lisa, and I say this, she about the only Caucasian lady I trust. Rem- Remallard, she is on the social media. She's also on Substack. I trust Lisa to give me the news unbiased. Aaron Paranis and Midas Plus, I trust them to give me the news. I pay attention to my local news because you always got to pay attention to what's going on locally and what's going on in your city and your state and the counties and the towns surrounding you. So check that out. Um, and a couple other people, I trust them to give me the news. Joy Reid, I trust her to give me the news. So find your news sources, look stuff up for yourself. Obviously, I told y'all 5cause.org. If you're not down with all the bills and the things that they're trying to pass, because they keep making kid online safety acts, which is not about protecting children whatsoever. It's literally about controlling how you search things up online, how we connect with one another online, not down with none of that. Call your people, let them know you're not down with it. And I'm not gonna tell y'all to do something that I don't do. I talk, okay? Y'all gonna hear my voice. But yeah, baby, they out here trying to screw us over, and it's just like, yeah, no, can't, not okay with it. Not okay with it whatsoever. Whatsoever. Also, happy Women's History Month, okay? Happy Women's History Month. And I do it for the girls, the gays, and the days, okay? I do it for my sisters. My sisters, okay, Not just, sis with a C, but with an S, all of us. I do it for all of us because we're all out here doing the best we can and trying to make history with what we have, and we just trying to do our best out here, okay? I do it for all of us. Um, Now some of y'all, I'm gonna wait till after Women's History Month to tell you about yourselves. But that's neither here nor there. On top of that, happy Melanated March, okay? The palm color people. That's up so much during February. We were always going to celebrate the fact that it was the centennial of Black history, but y'all messed up so much in February. We didn't took over every single month, okay? Happy Melanated March. With that being said, I love all of y'all. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day. And if you like wrestling or know someone who likes wrestling, I will be back here tonight. But look out for YouTube shorts. Bye. If I could get this